field for 32 million small businesses like yours is markedly stacked against you, as compared to fewer than 20,000 enterprise companies with workforces larger than 500 people. You don't have the big companies' budgets, departments, depth of sophistication, or tools they have access to. And you likely lack the benefits, perks, and employee experience to compete as effectively for the best talent. What you do have is an equal amount of the same compliance overhead. There are 180 federal labor laws alone for businesses of all sizes to manage. Compound that with state and city ordinances, and that's where small business owners' sleepless nights begin. You also share the challenge of employing, engaging, and retaining 5 generations of workers with fundamentally different expectations from their employers. 70% of them will be from the millennial and Gen Z generations in 2025. And they're in it for purpose over paycheck, for lifestyle over the corporate ladder, for inclusion and empathy over titles. They expect their work experience to include tech that's as easy to use as the apps on their iPhones. And what you have even more of, costs for providing insurance coverage. On average, small businesses pay 8 to 18% more for healthcare insurance coverage per employee than large firms who can negotiate better rates with more people, ostensibly in exchange for lower risk to insurance carriers. And that's on top of a more frightening reality. The average cost of healthcare for a U.S. family of 4 in 2020 was $28,653. That could equate to 38 to 100% of total family income, according to Brian Melanson at M4 Innovation. Therefore, it's scary, but not surprising, that less than half of small businesses offer health insurance. Because salaries and benefits represent the top 2 costs for businesses, and labor compliance is one of your greatest risks, you cannot afford to manage your people function by gut or good intention with occasional swag and fun events. Profit leaks, regulatory risks, and people issues are among the top reasons for small and medium-sized business, SMB, failure. And you need to be on your game. How this book helps tilt the advantage. First of all, as authors of this book, we absolutely subscribe to the notion in The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. There's no recipe for really complicated dynamic situations. There's no recipe for building a high-tech company. There's no recipe for leading a group of people out of trouble. There's no recipe for making a series of hit songs. There's no recipe for playing NFL quarterback. There's no recipe for running for president. And there's no recipe for motivating teams when your business has turned to crap. That's the hard thing about hard things. There is no formula for dealing with them. The most successful CEOs have the ability to focus and make the best moves when there are no good moves. So we've established what we don't have. What is it that we do have? We have a pretty close and sober view of the realities facing small businesses. We authors have each started and or contributed to the growth, success, and profitable exits across a number of businesses, many of them focused on technology and automating people programs. Individually and collectively, we've been motivated by solving hard problems. And you'd better believe we've learned a lot of hard lessons in the process. Over the past decade, we've worked with more than 30,000 of the most successful small businesses across the country, leaning in and learning with them and from them about the market, social, demographic, environmental, political, mobile, health, and well-being dynamics that impact their people and therefore their businesses. Most importantly, we've recognized the force multiplier of pairing an eyes-wide-open awareness of the dynamics of the new world of work to better build, engage, and unleash a team of people against a hard problem or unexplored potential. The keys: take the time to understand the changing market, business and people dynamics, and their impact on your business. Then, continually challenge your assumptions. Where to start? With your advantage. The great thing about running a small business is your ability to adapt. Throughout the pandemic, we were awed by and grateful for how our own Zenefits team rose to the challenge and changes with grit, tenacity, and innovation.